Last time, we hiked all over the Isle of Skye in Scotland. This time, we're going to brave the winds of Cairngorms National Park, tour a whiskey distillery, check out the Highland Games, and see 10 epic performances at Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
Look at these completely empty plates. This bed and breakfast is just too cute. We're headed off into the national park. We just parked our car. I'm getting my hiking shoes on. I have no idea what this hike is called, so if we see a sign, I'll let you know. We're at the parking lot and none of the parking machines work. There's one here and there's one up there and both don't work, so we're just gonna have to risk it. We're at Glenmore Forest Park, or we're going the blue.
That one. We're going to this mountain.
We're gonna go clockwise, I think, instead of counterclockwise. Get the steep part out of the way. The weather's really perfect though. Shaded, cloudy, barely any sun, and a nice chill 18 degrees. I think we're finally coming up on the mountain that we're gonna actually hike up. It's getting windy though. I just dropped my phone with the mic attachment to it.
The mic, which has this jutting out charging thing, just bent the charging thing from like the smallest fall ever. So now the mics don't work at all, which is really dumb. It's very windy, so we're probably just not gonna have any commentary or sound for the rest of the hike.
On the plus side, the view's getting a lot better. We can see a lot and we're not even close to the top yet.
So somebody built this wind shelter.
Yeah, it's really nice. We just got to the top. We're gonna chill here, avoid the wind for a bit, and then head back down. The last third of the hike is really chill. It's basically completely flat, almost no wind. And it's a really nice walk. And we did just pass by a lake that's very crowded, but it was really nice.
The hike was very chill. It had nice views and the craziest wind at the top. It was pretty fun hiding in the little rock sanctuary that somebody built. And there's lots of purple flowers, lots of cool bugs. It was really fun. Fortunately, no parking ticket, which makes sense, we couldn't pay. So we're gonna just go to the grocery store, get some simple stuff for tonight, maybe get some tea, and then go to the hotel.
Lunch is served. I got a pasta salad.
I got some cinnamon rolls because I'm not that hungry.
All right, we're tired and we're gonna just go to bed soon. That's a lie. We're gonna play a lot of video games and go to bed at 1 a.m. See you tomorrow. It is 10:30 a.m. right now. We just checked out of our Airbnb and we are gonna head to a whiskey tasting eventually. The whiskey tasting is in about an hour, so we got some time to kill. We found the art piece.
We've made it to the Glenfiddich distillery. I'm not actually sure if I've had this type of whiskey before, but there are distilleries all along this part of the country, so I'm excited to see why and like see some of the equipment. Should be fun. Glenfiddich has been around for 120 years. It's the world's most awarded single malt, and it's been family owned for 5 generations.
And Glenfiddich is Gaelic for Valley of the Deer, which is pretty cool.
This is where they soak barley and hot water together. They keep the sugary water, called the wort, and they burn the leftover husks to power 75% of this factory. The wort cools off in these heat exchangers, and then it's pumped into these giant fermenting barrels, which are actually like 20 feet tall. It ferments for 72 hours until it's about 10% alcohol, then it moves on to the next area. On the left side are the wash stills, and the right side are the spirit stills. They're basically just boiling and distilling ethanol. The wash stills get up to about 40% alcohol, and the spirit still gets up to about 80%. Then the whiskey dumps through this device, which shows its density continuously. The first part is the head, which is thrown away because it has methanol in it and it tastes bad. The middle part is the heart. That's the good stuff that's going to get put into barrels. It's about 70% alcohol. They also dump out the tail at the end, which is too low alcohol to be aged. To be legally called whiskey, it has to be aged for 3 years and 1 day. Because this is a single malt facility, which means it's not blended from different facilities, it needs to be aged for 12 years to get some complexity and flavor. The Angel's Share is the name for the small amount of whiskey that evaporates out of the barrels during aging, which is payment that the angels take for making good whiskey. Also, whiskey is always aged in barrels that have already been used for something else. Sherry, bourbon, they've even tried IPA and Tabasco barrels.
We just finished the whiskey tour. It was actually really awesome. We learned so much. Chris got to taste. I didn't because I'm the designated driver, so I got a little box with all the tasting whiskey, so that was very cool. Actually, before you start the tour, they ask you immediately, like, who's driving? You're gonna get a little box to go, so they do try really hard to prevent drinking and driving.
That was cool. I really like it now, especially that I had all the whiskey. But yeah, the guide just answered like a million questions in great detail and knew so much. And it was really interesting to see the process and all these pipes that carry all these different things and smell all the smells of the different steps of the process. It's very cool.
Also, we've been pronouncing it wrong. It's Glenfiddich, not Glenfiddich, which is I think what we've been saying.
So we're almost at our hotel in Aberdeen. We're kind of just looking for stuff to do because it's pretty early in the day. And there's a couple of ancient rock circles just in the countryside around here. The sign said these stones have probably been here since between 1200 and 1800 BC. So like when Jesus was around, he could have come here to check out these old stones and been like, wow, these are really ancient. That's crazy.
We just got to Aberdeen and it is the biggest city we've been to for a long time. It's been a while since we've seen a lot of cars, civilizations, buildings. I don't know what Aberdeen's known for, but there's a poutine place downstairs and it's rated pretty well. So we're gonna go get a poutine first. When you're on the road for months, you sometimes don't want to eat the local cuisine and you just want to satisfy your cravings. So for dinner, good morning. We just checked out of our hotel in Aberdeen and we're going to be making a 2-hour drive toward Perth to check out our very first Highland Games today. Woohoo! I'm actually so thrilled because don't really know too much about it, but it looks like there's a lot of really cool Scottish traditions that we'll get to see.
Before that, we have a very special treat for breakfast.
I'm pretty sure they have no Timmy's in California, so that's why we're getting it in Scotland, but I am so excited. Wow. On to the Highland Games. I realized I kept saying the Highland Games, and what it actually is every community, or lots of big communities in Scotland, they have their own Highland Games. So the one we're going to is actually the Bridge of Allan Highland Games. So I'm not really sure size-wise if it's a big one or if it's a small one. It seems very like locally driven, so we'll see how it is. We're following the sound of the bagpipes and it's very exciting. We are actually so excited.
We haven't gotten in yet, but so far it looks like a county fair. Highland Games happen all over the country. The origin of them is not like 100% documented. Back in the times of clans, when there were clans controlling Scotland, when they weren't at war, all these young warriors needed something to do, so they would create these competitions of strength to pit the young men against each other. And then eventually the different clans would compete in that instead of fighting each other.
Seems like on one side is where all the competitions are, and then the other side is more or less a carnival.
Hislop of Loic of 250 metres, Stats of Kelso of 210.
So far, we have seen people long jump, the pipe band.
Throw these giant weights around.
Yeah, and definitely track and field, lots of running and cycling.
There are like 3 or 4 events happening concurrently all the time.
We're gonna continue walking around and see what we find.
This type of wrestling, called backhold wrestling, is thought to be one of the oldest martial arts.
We're back at the car taking a water break. The Highland Games is very cool. We've already checked out so many events and they're all like obviously brand new to me and really entertaining to watch.
Yeah, we've seen a ton of bagpipers, we've seen a lot of dancers, wrestlers, giant men throwing huge slabs of iron. The thing we're going to go back to though that we're really excited about is called tossing the caber, which is this giant log that's 4 to 5 meters long and weighs like 160 pounds. The goal is not to throw the log as far as you can. The goal is to get it to fall in a perfectly straight line. We're really excited to see that. I think they're doing it last because that's like the big one. So they did the log toss before this one, which they said they were going to do the opposite, so we missed it.
That is very unfortunate that we missed the log toss because they switched up the order of the events and we were chilling in the car so we didn't know. We're pretty wet and cold, and we're headed back to the car. The marching bands were very cool. I have never heard so many bagpipes at once.
Yeah, it's really different to hear like one bagpipe in some random place, like growing up, and to be here and hear like hundreds of them playing at the same time in unison, playing harmonies and stuff. It was very cool.
We are gonna make our 45-minute drive to Perth, which is where we're staying tonight. Pretty regular hotel room, but they have PG tips. Wow. Anyway, we're gonna go get some dinner.
We just went to the restaurant next to the hotel. The food was not good, pretty much at all, but it was edible. So now we're gonna make some decaf tea because we got a whole box and we're gonna get cozy for the night.
Okay, so the plan today is see if there's anything cool on the way to Edinburgh. If not, we'll just go straight there, drop our stuff at the hotel, and then drive to the airport where we have to return our rental car, return the car, and then take some form of public transit back to the hotel. And then we begin Fringe Festival. We just got to Drummond Castle. The way into the castle was really cool, very magical with all the tree tunnels. Yeah, now we're gonna go in and check it out. Garden is really impressive. Look at it. Even though it's raining, I'm still really glad we came to check this out. This garden is actually just so impressive. So that's the old castle, the Drummond Castle, and then that is the mansion that I'm guessing the owner lives in.
This garden with all the stark colors and like statues looks like something from the game The Witness.
Yeah, I agree. Let's look for some puzzles.
So this is a sundial for many cities and other ways of telling time. I don't know if it does seasons or whatever, but each of these little faces is a different sundial. And these.
Like, look at these.
How does that one work?
That's like a clock.
Chris is hiding from the rain. This garden is super impressive. Like from afar, it kind of just looks like all these trees are the same, but they're not. They're not just cut different. They're actually different trees. It feels like there's like a million different types of trees here. When you come in, they give you a map of the property, and look at how many types of different plants and trees there are here. There are so many, and there's like different sections of different types of trees. This is crazy. Very cool.
Even just the apple section. Oh, these are all different apples.
Yeah. So at the back of the garden, there's also a greenhouse that you can access that has like even more species of plants and trees and everything. I literally feel like I'm in some kind of like botany class where they have every single type of flower and plant possible. It's crazy.
Yeah, look at these hanging ones. They're so cool.
I feel like I haven't seen like most of these things ever.
Yeah.
We also found some peacocks.
Wow. The blue color.
These apple trees are kind of flattened against the wall. And there are so many with tons of apples all along this wall. But it looks like they made 2D apple trees. Not sure how many peacocks there are in this garden, but we've seen 3. That garden was really, really cool because it just had a million different plants. I feel like there needs to be a different word for garden, like, oh, look at my backyard, versus this type of garden where it's like spectacularly manicured.
Something that I thought was really cool too is like not only are there all these cool plants, like they had like 20 types of apples, which I'm sure in the fall is crazy to see.
Yeah.
They had all these grass pathways where like you approach a grass pathway and you look at the end and there's like at the far end there's a marble statue, and then you like walk forward and then you turn and there's a different grass pathway and then there's a different marble statue at the end of that.
It really feels kind of like a puzzle because there's so many different paths you can take, and then when you look at it top down, it's like a maze, but it's very, very cool. Now we are probably just gonna drive over to Edinburgh to our hotel and try to check in. We're back to our old road tripping ways with eating McDonald's. They have this like chocolate raspberry pie, which looks kind of cool. And then they have this sweet curry dip. And Chris got a McPlant. We still can't check into the hotel room, but we did leave our luggage. And now we're gonna go to the airport, return our rental car, and then try to bus back to the hotel.
Whoa. Whoa, we have a living room? What?
Wow, that's cool.
And a kitchen. Oh.
The kitchen's pretty nice. It has all the things you would need. I'm very surprised that there's a washing machine in the unit. I'm really excited to stay here for 4 days because we got a whole kitchen. We even have an oven, microwave, I don't know. Time to settle in and start our 4-day journey in Edinburgh.
Woo!
In Edinburgh.
Bruh. We're getting ready to go outside again for our first Edinburgh Fringe show. We're gonna kind of take the long walk there so we can see the city. But the show we're seeing is called Mythos Ragnarok, and it's a wrestling show about Loki and Thor and the Greek and the Norse gods, which I can only imagine what that's going to be like. It's very highly regarded from last year, and it sounds like it's going to be hilarious. The show disclaimer warning says that there's going to be physical violence and topless men, so get excited. There are posters everywhere. Everywhere in the city. I have not seen 2 of the same poster. There's just infinite shows.
Yay, we're going in. First show. We're excited, just seated. That show was so fun. I honestly didn't think they would incorporate so much wrestling into it, but they did. So they were like wrestling each other while telling this mythology story. The crowd was hyped, there's metal music. It was very, very fun.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was just so fun that the fight scenes were actual fights and the choreographed fights were so good.
There's good story, good acting, like great wrestling. So
yeah,
that was awesome.
It was like a play with wrestling.
Yeah, I think we started out really strong. We're just walking and reading all the posters on the sidewalk at the same time so we can see what we want to see. Maybe this one. It's like about 10:40 and everybody's out. Good morning. Just made some breakfast. We got eggs, British bacon, and some crumpets, which I've never had before. It's really nice and sunny outside today, so I think we're gonna have a great time walking around. Now that Chris is caffeinated, we are headed to the Scots Monument. It's in honor of a Scottish writer, and it has 287 steps to the top. There it is. Wow. That is cool. It's so tall. Doesn't seem like you can go in though.
No, it's chained off.
There's people playing music everywhere. We just saw a guy playing harp. Now there's a guy playing violin.
There's so many people performing. We've seen like 4.
Wow. This park is super lively and you can see a million really cool buildings all around. There's like a ton of people here playing music, just chilling on the lawn. It's really nice. Every 5 steps, something's happening. We just had some delicious pizza and now we are headed to our show. Show number 2. We just finished watching the comedy sketch and it was so good, so funny, and I can't believe they did 69 sketches in an hour. It's crazy.
There was a huge variety, great punchlines, very like current. They were great.
Yeah, the only downside is that because we're not from the UK, we didn't understand some of the biscuit humor because we've never had those biscuits.
Now we're gonna go get some groceries and go back to the hotel.
Yeah, maybe try some of those biscuits that we watched today. We just had some chicken tacos for dinner at home and then we chilled for a little bit and now we're gonna head out to our second show of the day. It's also a comedy show. The city is very lively. The bagpipes are going strong. It's almost midnight. We just got back from the comedy show. It was pretty funny. I would say definitely some jokes really hit, some were a little bit less funny, but overall still a really good experience. I would say it's not nearly as funny as a sketch comedy that we saw earlier, but it was still really fun.
I thought it was good. I'm really glad we went. The 3 comedians had a really different style from each other, which was really cool.
We're probably just gonna look up some more shows to go to tomorrow and then head to bed.
Good night.
We got English muffin breakfast sandwiches with ham, cheese, and egg. Some strawberries. Get us ready for the day. This is basically lunch.
Magazines are designed to make you feel ugly, so you buy more stuff. This is what 45 is supposed to look like!
We've been walking around quite a bit, and now it's finally time for our first show of the day. Woo.
It's improv comedy. I'm really excited to see what it's like.
That was really funny, and honestly I feel like improv is so difficult. They just have like these prompts from the audience and then they have to make a whole show, like a whole 45 45-minute, an hour show out of these props.
And it was like a full play. It's not like little skits or anything.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious to see what it would be like to see the same group do another show.
Same.
But
Same.
We'll see if we have time.
Yeah. We're headed to our second show of the day. We needed some ice cream to heal from all the emotional damage we took from the last show.
It was so good though.
We just finished watching a fantastic performance by Schitt's Theater. It was amazing and so sad.
A devastating reflection on grief. And it was very, very, very personal.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, almost the entire theater was crying, but it was so good. Like, they're so good at singing, so good at their performance, and it's spectacular, but definitely very sad. Now we're gonna cook up some dinner while reflecting on grief and death.
Well, can I use you on my quest? You can use me on your quest. Thought you might say that.
Okay, good morning. It is day 3 of Edinburgh and it's already past noon. So we're gonna head outside, check out this place called Calton Hill. It should be like a nice viewing spot for the whole city. We pretty much spent the morning kind of more or less lazing around and looking for tickets for shows and stuff. So we have a packed evening of shows starting at 6 p.m. I think we have 3 planned. So yeah, let's head out and take a walk. So the rocks were formed by volcanic activity about 340 million years ago? No way.
No way.
This definitely feels like Edinburgh's Portrayal Hill. You can see like all sides of the city, which is really cool. We just finished eating dinner and we're rushing to get to our first show of the night. We're speed walking through the rain to hopefully catch our 6 p.m. show. We just watched a show called Weather Girl, and it's about climate change and all the fires in California.
Yeah, definitely hit close to home.
Yeah, one thing I was wondering about though is the girl's obviously American, I think, and she makes a lot of references that are specific to California or America, and I wonder if people...
They're all SoCal references.
Yeah,
so she must be from SoCal.
Yeah, so she must be from SoCal, but I'm curious that if, since most of the audience is from the UK, like I wonder if they understand her like California references, because a lot of the times we don't really understand the UK ones.
Yeah.
We are now rushing to our next show. We just finished watching the magic show and it was so good. Like,
hilarious.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not only is the magic amazing, he's so funny. Like, he literally put a condom over his head and it was great. It was just so funny.
I'm glad that it was not like a kid's humor. It was like definitely not kids humor.
I'm still amazed by how good it is, and obviously like the tricks were amazing. I had no idea how any of them were done. Now we're actually gonna head home, take a little break, and then come back out for our last show of Fringe, which is very sad. We're here, we're in line. The line is huge. We just finished watching our very last show at the Fringe Festival, which was really sad. But the show, maybe the best one we've seen, actually, the whole week.
It was so good.
It is so good. It's Disney drag, and they obviously, like, you know, the drag costumes, singing, everything so on point. And the songs were amazing. Like, the way they adapted the lyrics, so funny. Like, they changed the Beauty and the Beast Gaston song to like about strap-ons. It's so good.
Yeah, it was really funny, but also like the themes and stuff were very wholesome and about like self-love and like sexuality and like accepting yourself. It was great.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, all the themes were really funny, and also just like things that people don't really talk about. Like, they had a whole song about periods.
Oh
It's
yeah.
really good.
Yeah, it was so good.
We just got home. It's past midnight. Sad that we're leaving Edinburgh tomorrow, so no more Fringe shows for us. The festival does go on for another, I believe, 2 weeks. It is overall so fun. Like, the artists are all so talented. Like, the bar is so high. And the shows are really reasonably priced. So I definitely want to come back and check out more shows another year. There are like thousands of shows. So I feel like we barely scratched the surface.
It's definitely worth coming to Edinburgh just to go to Fringe. And I definitely wish we had another week. This has definitely given me a new interest in performing arts. Definitely bummed to leave. I said definitely 5 times.
It's time for bed. Good night. Okay, we just stored our bags at the hotel. We're sitting around outside trying to figure out what we're gonna do this morning before we go catch our train at 2 p.m. Edinburgh has been so amazing. The city is beautiful and the Fringe is so much fun. We're both really sad to leave and excited to come back in the future. We try to soak in as much of the city as possible just now and fully caffeinated. So we're gonna go grab our luggage and head to the train station.
Join us next time as we head to England to see the epic city walls of York and finally satisfy our food cravings in London.